Hey guys, welcome back to Legs Will Move. This is Sully, and we're looking at the Altra Torin 5. Very similar to the Altra Torin 6, but I just decided to review it because I've had this shoe for well over a year. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how I use this shoe as a runner. Spoiler alert, I don't really run in this shoe. I do other things with the shoe, but we'll talk about that. The Torin 6 really changed the heel pocket. It added some sculpting to the rear, and it has the peel away elf heel. But other than that, you have the same midsole, relatively similar upper. So I'm just gonna kind of lump these together, but we're talking about the Torin 5 today. So what is this shoe? If you're not familiar with Altra as a brand, they have what they call balanced cushioning, which is just a zero drop. Heel to toe is gonna be the same drop. So you have the same stack in the front as you do in the back. As far as what the Torin is in their lineup, it's I think they're considering it a premium daily trainer. It's got a little bit more cushioning and stack than the Escalante. It doesn't have as much stack as shoes like the Paradigm and the Via Olympus, which is a new addition to their line. I believe you have in the upper 20s here, but we'll roll those stats on the screen. So the upper here, one of the big departures that they did going from the 4 to the 5, they did some sculpting here. You can kind of see some molding. This is kind of firm in the back, you know, it's got some flex to it. The upper is an engineered mesh. Not super stretchy, you know, you have some good containment there. You do have some welded overlays around the toe to keep it, and then there's also a little bit of an overlay that you can't see that's underneath, a little bit of a toe cap. But the shoe is, I would say, slightly above average in breathability. It's not bad. It's nothing to write home about. You do have, if you're not familiar, quite a big fit with the shoe. Altras always go for this toe shape, and you can kind of see that is also signified by how they kind of almost do the I'm not a doctor, but I think the word's called metatarsals through the foot is kind of shown on their tread pattern. I am gonna go ahead and jump straight into fit. We're talking about the upper, I'm gonna jump straight into fit. Altras, by my experience, run short. And the reason that I think that they do is that I think that they bank on people having that thumbs width in front of their shoes. And I think that they're assuming that with the extra width that they're providing, that you won't need that thumbs width to accommodate your foot. And what I found is that for most people, my recommendation on fit is to actually go up a half size. I have other shoes that are in the same size as this, and I'm gonna roll that on the screen. And what you're gonna see is this shoe is anywhere from a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch shorter than those other shoes. And it does make a difference. On my right foot is slightly bigger than my left foot. I told you that this has that little hardened toe cap underneath that you can't see. My toe kept jabbing that. And sometimes if I did like long workouts in the shoe, I'd actually have kind of a bruised big toenail. So didn't really like that too much. And again, that was a fit thing. If I could go back, even though this was my third Altra, I still would have maybe chosen to go up a half size on these. The midsole, this is actually, I believe this is the shoe that they debuted this midsole in. This is called the Ego Max. You can see that the Max part has actually worn off the shoe. Or maybe it's not. If it's not Ego Max, then I'll make that correction on the screen. But it's a decently responsive midsole. I will say it's better than just some crappy EVA, but I would akin this foam really similar to Nike React in that it's not a shitty EVA, but it's not Boost, it's not Power Run PB, it's not, you know, a lot of these other foams. It's not a Nitro foam from Puma, it's not New Balance Fuel Cell. This is just, I'd say it's a comfortable foam. It doesn't really give a whole lot back. It's a real deadening. It's cushioned, right? You get some deadening from it, some impact protection from it. But this is not a high energy foam, like a high bounce foam, like some of those other foams that you might be more familiar with. Another thing I wanted to say about the fit real quick is these laces. You can actually see I have quite a small bow. I kicked my foot off, so this is actually how I tie these shoes. But I skipped the lace hole, and I still have a really short bow. This, along with some other shoes this year, have had exceedingly short laces. If you use all the lace holes on this, I promise you, you cannot tie these shoes. You cannot successfully tie these shoes. These laces are way too short. Shame on Altra for that. Reflective elements for night running. I believe it's just this strip and this strip. I'm gonna roll that on the screen if that's the case. I haven't like checked it with a flashlight, but I think there's maybe 2 spots that are very small. Let me talk to you a little bit about this outsole here. So I've had this shoe for over a year. You can actually see that it looks like there's a little bit of wear maybe in between on the foam. You do have some flattening coming through here. It is a nice tread pattern. You do have a little bit of depth. I wouldn't call this a trail shoe by any means, but it has some nice bite on some like controlled surfaces, some pavement, concrete. But yeah, wear is, I would say, normal for how long I've had the shoe. I wouldn't be worried about it too much, and it looks like most of my wear is kind of in that middle planting area, but a lot of rubber coverage, and I do mean it's a lot. It's basically full contact rubber. Okay, so it sounds like I've been really critical about this shoe. So what do I actually use it for? If I'm like crapping on it so much, the fit's bad, the laces are bad, not a very inspiring foam. It's my belief that most runners should find time to get in the gym. Work on your quads, work on some flexibility, do some squats, that sort of things, work on your core. And this is an excellent shoe for that. And I'll tell you why, it is built as a running shoe. So if you want to hit the treadmill while you're at the gym, this isn't a shoe that's gonna hold you back from doing that. But what's really important with this wide base, with this relatively low stack, I mean, if you look at shoes that are coming out now, like they call the Nova Blast a daily trainer, that is a significantly taller shoe. Other shoes like the Puma Deviate Nitro, I believe they also call that a daily trainer. That is a significantly taller shoe than this. The Saucony Speed 3, again, I think most people are using that shoe as an up-tempo daily trainer. Significantly taller shoe than this. When you're talking about weightlifting and stability, you really want a couple things. You want a nice spread of your toes to let your toes naturally grab the ground. You're gonna get that with shoes like this. You're gonna get a nice low platform, you know, provided you get one of the lower Altras. I think, again, the Torin, we're talking about the Torin here. This is a great, nice low base. No, it's not a minimalist shoe. No, it's not barefoot. But I'm telling you, if you're the kind of guy who just like to be barefoot, like to have shoes on your feet, and you like a little bit of protection, and you do get some from the shoe, this is a great shoe for the gym. And I think that just about everyone should have this shoe, or an Altra model, the Escalante or the Torin, because once you start getting into those max stacks shoes, I think you're kind of stepping away from what would be a proper gym application, because now you're losing that ground feel, you're losing that low to the ground stability once you get into those higher stacks. So yeah, to kind of conclude, go up a half size. First of all, go up a half size. But other than that, get in the gym, build your core, build your quads, work on some other stuff that you can't necessarily do in just a regular workout regimen, a running regimen. And you're really gonna be able to do a lot in the gym with a shoe like this, with all this traction, this nice wide base, letting your toes grab the ground in that spread pattern. There is a use for the shoe. There is a way for runners to incorporate a shoe like this into their rotation. I don't like running in these zero drop shoes. They do help you get that flexibility, that deeper heel flexion by keeping your heel down. That's another benefit of these, but working on your flexibility, letting your toes relax from being in those cooped up shoes with the more pointed toes. I do think that there's a place in people's rotation for an Altra shoe. I just personally don't like running in them, but I still think you should get one. That's my review of the Altra Torin 5. This has been Legs Will Move, and they will. Thank you guys. Sub if you liked what you saw today. It really helps us out. It doesn't cost you anything. We really appreciate everyone's support so far. Just to let you guys know as well, we're going to be doing another giveaway. For some of you that's been a subscriber for a while, you know that when we hit 100 subscribers, we actually gave away a shoe of your choice. And that's one of the things that I think that our channel is really unique, is that we don't just say like, hey, I have this shoe, this shoe. When we hit 500 subscribers, that's our next big benchmark. We'll be kind of basically repeating that giveaway. It's not on this video, it'll be at a later time, but I'm just saying if you want to be a part of that giveaway, you'll want to be subscribed for that. But basically the way we do that is if you win the giveaway, you pick your shoe, you pick your retailer, you pick your color, whatever you want. We'll buy it and ship it straight to you. So it's any shoe of your choice. Now we do set a price cap, but it's the shoe of your choice and we'll send it to you. But again, thank you guys. Subscribe if you want to help support the channel. Drop us a like, leave a comment. All those things like really help out our channel and they don't cost anything to you. We love to give back to you guys. So stay tuned for that giveaway. And again, legs will move.